I've had some people at different times say, John, what is the story with these number plates that you have on the wall? I don't have a large collection, but I'll tell you a little bit about each one of these ones that I have. So this one here is a novelty plate. Bought that in the States. I guess you'd find that one over, all over in different novelty shops. This one here is a genuine one from Washington, DC state. It's a 1984, last tagged. I believe this one here is probably a real plate as well, from Victoria in Australia. Looking at the rust marks where the bolts were. I would have picked that up in Australia at some stage. This one here is a novelty plate for Route 66. I picked that up when I was in Missouri. This is a novelty plate for the Hoover Dam. I picked that up when I went for a tour down inside the Hoover Dam to see the turbine house. Pretty interesting day. Boulder. This is a genuine plate from North Carolina. I was working up there. This is an early New Zealand plate. I'm not too sure of the year of these brownish ones. I believe they may be back into the 50s in New Zealand. And the yellow one up at the top there by the brown one is also a New Zealand plate. So E45 is a New Zealand plate. 739 is a New Zealand plate, 512 is a New Zealand plate, and so is this E66 New Zealand plate with this 196. So I believe they're probably maybe from the 30s and 50s, possibly 60s, 1960s. This one here I think is from South Africa. This is a novelty one that I got in Vegas. This is a novelty one I got up in Detroit when I visited the Greenfield Village, which I recommend to anybody to put on your bucket list. It's an absolutely fantastic place for Ford enthusiasts like myself. And also the one of Alice Springs. That's a novelty one that I got when I went up to Alice Springs to climb Ayers Rock. It was a while ago when you can't climb it anymore, but in those days you could climb it. It was a pretty hard day's work climbing that damn rock. Very big job that was. Okay, this is a real plate from Alabama. I got that when I was working in Alabama. And this is a real plate from Kansas. I got that when I was in Kansas. Not at these dates, of course. I got these from some, I think from second-hand shops when I was in those states. This is a novelty plate that I picked up on Route 66. And it's another novelty plate I picked up when I was over there. And it's a real plate from California that I picked up when I was in California. This is one that the Ford plate I picked up from the Bathurst Museum novelty shop in Australia when I was at the Bathurst races. And this is a genuine plate from Kansas that I picked up in a second-hand shop over there. This is a novelty, so this is a real one from Oklahoma that I picked up there from a shop when I was working in Oklahoma. And there was Western Australia. I would have picked that up when I was in Perth in Western Australia from some second-hand shop. And also this one here, the Act, that's where they have the Australians capital. I would have picked that up when I was over there in Canberra at some stage in Australia. This one here I got online. I believe this is from Germany. So I'm not too sure about this one here being from Germany, and this yellow one here being from South Africa. Happy to take a comment from anybody that is more of an expert of those countries' plates. Oh, yeah, no, that's all of them I've covered. Yeah, so that's a little bit about my small collection of number plates. They all have a little story behind them, and I think the colours of them are absolutely splendid. I certainly remember these black on yellow plates when I was a small kid growing up here in New Zealand, when I know my dad used to have to change the plates when he re-registered the car, and they gave him a new set of plates. I'm not too sure the meaning of the plates now, but I'm sure that would be online. I do have some older plates which I've got boxed up away, black on white, which I believe go back to the 20s. And my oldest plate I have is a steel plate that is enamelled from Maine in America, and it is 1910 in Maine. It was from Maine, America. I believe that's a plate that is quite collectible. It's very heavy, it's steel, and it's enamelled. I have that put away safely as well. So there you go. I hope really that is something that interests some of you when it comes to a small collection of number plates.